accustomed to, and on a subconscious level, they might believe that this is what love is supposed to feel like. This reinforces the cycle of emotional manipulation and dependency, making it all the more difficult to break free from the bad boy's grip. The dark psychology of women and bad boys is a complex interplay of attraction, emotional needs, and psychological manipulation. It taps into deep-seated desires for validation, excitement, and a sense of control. While the bad boy may seem like a symbol of freedom and strength, he often represents something much darker, an emotionally manipulative force that creates a cycle of dependency and emotional instability. As we explore this topic further, we will uncover more layers of the dark psychology behind why women find themselves drawn to bad boys. It's a story of power, control, and emotional manipulation, but it's also a story of personal growth and self-awareness. The more we understand the psychology behind these relationships, the better equipped we are to break free from unhealthy patterns and create healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. The psychology behind why women are attracted to bad boys. It's essential to understand the concept of emotional arousal. Bad boys often evoke strong emotional reactions: anger, passion, frustration, excitement, that stimulate intense feelings. These emotional highs and lows can feel intoxicating, and women may start to equate love with this emotional roller coaster. In a world where emotions are often kept in check, the unpredictability and intensity of a relationship with a bad boy seem to offer something that more stable relationships can't: excitement. There's an almost primal element to the bad boy's behavior. He is unpredictable, not bound by the same rules and constraints that the average man might be. This wildness can seem appealing, tapping into the more instinctual and adventurous side of a person's psyche. For women, particularly those who have grown up in structured, predictable environments, the allure of the unknown is irresistible. It offers a sense of freedom, a break from routine, and the possibility of living life on the edge, where anything could happen at any moment. But beyond this surface-level thrill lies a darker, more subtle aspect of attraction: the desire for validation through struggle. The relationship with a bad boy can feel like a challenge, a puzzle that needs to be solved. Many women may enter these relationships with the belief that they are capable of fixing or changing the bad boy. There's a deeply ingrained desire within some individuals to rescue others, to become the person who turns someone's life around. This savior complex can be rooted in a number of factors, from childhood experiences to past relationships, but it often manifests in relationships with men who seem like they need saving. This need to save someone can feel empowering. The idea that a woman could change a man, make him better, and ultimately win his heart through perseverance and sacrifice can be incredibly seductive. It provides a sense of purpose and self-worth. The woman might feel validated in her efforts, as though her love, care, and attention are the forces that can transform a man who otherwise seems beyond help. Yet, this dynamic is often toxic. The bad boy doesn't change. Instead, the woman might find herself emotionally drained, constantly giving more of herself without ever receiving the deep, stable connection she truly desires. The bad boy, on the other hand, thrives in this dynamic. He knows that women who are emotionally invested in him are more likely to overlook his flaws, tolerate his erratic behavior, and continue chasing the illusion of a happily ever after. He understands the psychology of validation and can use it to his advantage. By giving just enough affection to keep the woman interested, but never fully committing, he creates a cycle of emotional dependency. The woman is left longing for more, and this longing is exactly what keeps her hooked. In this cycle, the bad boy plays a pivotal role in manipulating the woman's emotions. He has mastered the art of the hot and cold treatment, at times being affectionate, at other times distant or cold. This emotional push and pull heighten the woman's desire for his attention and approval. It's the perfect storm for a toxic relationship, one where the woman constantly seeks his validation but never truly gets it, leaving her stuck in a loop of emotional neediness. Interestingly, this dynamic mirrors patterns that some women may have experienced earlier in life. Research shows that people often seek out relationships that mirror the emotional patterns they learned in childhood, particularly from their primary caregivers. For some women, if they grew up with emotionally unavailable or neglectful parents, They may find themselves subconsciously drawn to relationships where they must earn love and approval. In this sense, the bad boy represents a continuation of those emotional patterns, offering a sense of familiarity and comfort, even though it's ultimately unhealthy. But why is it that some women seem to find it almost impossible to break free from the bad boy's grip? Part of it lies in the concept of intermittent reinforcement, a principle from behavioral psychology that explains why people become so emotionally attached to unpredictable rewards. When a person experiences random or inconsistent reinforcement, like the emotional highs and lows in a relationship with a bad boy, it creates a stronger attachment than if the reinforcement were consistent. The unpredictability makes the reward feel more exciting, more valuable, and more elusive. And as a result, the person becomes more hooked on the cycle of seeking that reward. In this case, the emotional highs of affection from the bad boy, mixed with the crushing lows of rejection or emotional distance, create a powerful psychological bond. It's this very bond that makes it so difficult for women to walk away, even when they know that the relationship is unhealthy. The emotional attachment is so deeply ingrained that it can feel like a matter of life and death. The brain releases dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good hormone, during moments of emotional intensity, such as receiving attention from the bad boy. This release of dopamine creates feelings of pleasure and satisfaction, reinforcing the behavior. But the problem arises when the reinforcement is inconsistent. The moments of love and affection are fleeting, and the emotional lows make the woman crave those moments even more, leading her to chase after the bad boy's attention in a never-ending cycle. This cycle can be so powerful that it overrides the woman's rational mind. She may know, deep down, that the relationship is toxic, but the emotional connection is so strong that it becomes difficult to see clearly.